I swear this song is still a bop. This pre-battle thing is still a bop. Anyway, thank you. Welcome back. I don't know why you're here. God knows I don't know why I'm here, beyond the fact that a long time ago, two people had a very irresponsible night, but I'm paid for the rest of my life. Now, I'm where I missed my last posting day, and that's because there has been some interesting affairs in that the cat distribution center, system, decided that it's been long enough since I lost my baby dog Ace, and he was a fully grown senior lab, okay, but I still thought of him as a baby. You always think of them as your babies. And my cat Jake, who was his son by adoption, had passed that the cat distribution center, like I said, system blessed me with a random kitten in a pot in the rain last week before dawn. Who is the most adorable little fluff ball you've ever seen in your life. He's definitely going to be a long-haired cat. There's pictures of him. There's a picture or two of him on my Discord, and well, yesterday we had his sister apparently decide to crash us through the system. A little tan and white short hair who honestly looks so much like my former cat Jake that if I didn't know that he had never been outside of the house and had never done anything whatsoever with a female cat, I would think this was his child. She is not. I can assure this. Like I said, he never went out of the house. But yeah, so it's been basically some time getting these two little ones settled. Which, by the way, they are actually sleeping next to me right now. But yeah. Well, in a box next to me, but still, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you for bearing with that 2 minutes and 30 seconds of stuff, of life update, and let's get on with the show. As you can see, we have the Zashiki back in the field, and of course we have our glorious SP Zashiki. And, well, it's been a while since I let them have some fun, so we're going to do just that. So let's start off with our Zashiki. SP here. Come on. And there's, of course, my usual problems with my computer. There we go. So, we have Fortunebringer Zashiki here, grade 6, fully skilled up as we see. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this SP get announced, I was, well, there we go again. Anyway, while we wait on that. Yep, here we go. Whew. Yeah, what was I saying? I'm sorry. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. So, yeah. So when I first saw her, I got really, about as excited as I did when Kusa got her SP version. Because, let's face it, we love when our classic Rs, our favorites, get an SP. Like, these two, like, Kusa, who you all know I love as one of my favorites. Zashiki, who is my favorite battery ever. And of course, Mio, who we all worship at the feet of. I'm joking, really, but we love Mio. Mio is a badass who carried us all through our early games, and we know it. She more than deserved her SP. And even though it took forever for her to get another skin, but still. So, but anyway, I've digressed. So I was really excited about this, and it was kind of fun to figure out what to do. And, well, I decided, you know what? Let's go with a classic favorite. So, since she does have an effects she can do, I used Azure Basin for its effect hit boosting, but also because of its effect of guaranteeing 3 orbs at the start of battle. A lot of people will swear by that as the default for Zashiki or any orb giver. I think you can play around with it, but it does help. And of course, to give her some extra defense and speed here in the form of this beautiful Jizo, of course. And, you know, extra HP bonus. Because I do love Jizo. I mean, overall, I kind of enjoy what I did here. And Lord, that's a good amount of speed. Can she actually hit somebody? No, but to be fair, Zashiki aren't necessarily meant to slap a bitch. They are meant to provide you with batteries and occasionally smack somebody with a broom, I guess, for lack of better words. Or fan. You know, for lack of better words. But overall, fun time. Now, we're going to hit I'm just going to do this so I don't have to go through the line too much. And we are going to go to our R section. And we're going to start with our Zashiki, who, to be fair, technically you could almost consider this as a, well, I mostly just refer to this as my avatar version, so bear with me. So, of course, everyone should know by now my Zashiki Earth here. She is my baby girl, my favorite. I love her. She's my precious child. She has been, in the early videos of this series, and when I included it, whenever I need to have an orb bringer present for a combat test, she is my go-to girl. Because I honestly love her. She was a great experiment from my early game that I adore having. Come on, there we go. So as you can see, she is grade 6. She is fully skilled, right? Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The odd numbers always get me still. But as you can see, she has a little bit of attack, HP, some extra defense, so she's staying alive for a while. And she has made it to the end of multiple fights, trust me. She's outlasted my heavy hitters before. And slapping somebody all along the way. A little bit of crit. Now, of course, her focus here is Jizo, which I mostly got because of its HP bonus, so she could, you know, have more HP to sacrifice for producing orbs. But also, I kind of fell in love with this whole concept of her being able to create a shield and then even shield her allies. And yes, it has happened many times. That's one reason why she is a staple she has been a staple of my teams for a long time because she can survive to the end. Her HP and defense are good, and she can even provide a shield. So yes, you've got her with a healer on deck to help replenish what she's sacrificing. It's golden. I love it. Of course, yes, she does have a little bit of a focus on that. But to give her a little extra slapping power, I did include House Imp here. With, of course, this beautiful defense booster here. Because, again, she's staying on the field. Having a battery on present and accounted for, very useful. And, again, she is a staple. She is a staple of my teams for a lot of things because she is just, this was a great experiment and it worked beautifully. I love it. Now, we're going to go further down the way here and hit where the others are. Eventually, where are you? Oh, there you are. There you three are. So now we go into the last three. Fire, air, and water. 1 second. Okay, so fire here is a little bit of a different child. As you can see, she's grade 5. She is fully skilled. But she was an attempt at her trying to maybe heal herself after a certain point. Help her own healing along a little bit. With the heal for 15% of max HP at the end of an action if the HP is less than 3,000, is 30%. Why am I almost saying 3,000? I haven't had enough coffee to be alive. Bear with me. If anything, to give her a little leg up. Now, is it perfect? No. Does it help? Yes. It has actually provided that little clutch mode of keeping her alive. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, in order to get the maximum amount of orbage, you have a speed booster on here. Now, I will admit her ability with being able to sacrifice her HP to produce orbs, it actually does help with you get that, because ironically enough, I've had it happen before in a few trial runs where Zashiki Fire here, she created orbs enough that her HP actually dropped below the 30%, and then this was before one or more of the last updates, and then she immediately healed by the 15. I guess it's hard to really judge for myself with Holy Flame. So if that's still a thing, that's actually very helpful. If you push enough where you sacrifice enough to get orbs to that 30%, if you can still heal almost immediately after with Holy Flame, that's actually pretty good. Let's see, but yeah. And of course, because I want her to have a little bit of attack and some defense, I added Tree Nymph on. Because I had these beautiful defense boosters and HP boosters, and I really just wanted to add more to that without taking away from speed. She is a speedy girl. Now, over here is Zashiki Air. She was more recent creations after the SP version. And she falls into a standby of Mirror Lady, if only because, in my experience, when you're in a fight, they're going to aim to take out your Orbbringer first. You got to take out the battery. I figure if they're going to go ahead and do that, why not make it cost them? Hence, Mirror Lady. Can she hurt somebody? No, not really. I mean, she can give them a nice little poke. And HP could be a little higher, defense is good, a lot of speed, but she definitely has some effect resistance, because really isn't helpful to have your battery get knocked stupid. But yeah, as you can see here, we have the defense booster here, speed boost, more defense here, and this effect resistance here. Now, could this defense booster up here be traded out for an HP focused Mirror Lady? Yes, absolutely. To the point I do have an HP focused one on standby in case I ever do want to switch it out. Just for funsies. But this time we're going to go with the defense option. And of course we have these Senesio, I still can't pronounce it, for effect resistance. And I'm not going to lie, it would probably be hilarious to have a Zashiki with this on there, so that if they're getting hit by something, they're just going to daze their opponent. That would be funny. But yeah. Overall, fun time. And now we go over here to the finale, Zashiki Water. And I'm not going to lie, I really do love Zashiki's skins because they are all so adorable. Like, my props to whoever came up with each concept. They're very cute. Zashiki Water actually uses Azure Basin. Now, since air and fire, she's grade 5 and fully skilled up. But if you notice, regular Zashiki does not have any kind of effect like her SP version. So I'm not 100% behind the concept of putting Azure Basin on her with the in any way that would boost effect hit beyond its basic, just because it seems like it's a bit of a waste. Now, the orbs, yes, perfect, but try to make sure if you're going to go with that Azure Basin on her and she doesn't have, and it's her form that doesn't have an effect, why not just go to town with adding, making sure you're puffing up defense, HP, heck, even speed, you know, all that goodness. Just bolster those to the heavens instead, and just try to avoid having to waste an extra effect hit. But the extra orbs definitely help with the first round, I'm not gonna lie. Now, of course, Pearl is here for its defense boosting, and because I also had, come on, yeah. So, which, I mean, good amount of HP, not really able to, again, she's able to poke somebody. She's got decent speed without a speed booster attached. Yeah. But her, like, her focus is basically what it is try to stay alive long enough to provide enough battery power to your other Shiki. Now, I know I'm probably rambling. I know we can also see Same's existence back here in the very back, right behind Zashiki, but yeah. But overall, these are just the ideas. I mean, it's fun to play with. Like some, like staple Shiki, you can definitely come up with some. It's always good to have like in my opinion, what prompted all this is not only soul builds, but it's fun to experiment. You could have one that uses what everyone says is the best option, and then have another that you just play with. Just, you know, find your own, like I've done. It's fun. I've come up with some pretty wild ideas. But overall, this is the point where if you decide you want to knock off here, it's fine. No harm, no shame, no foul. We just asked you to do the holy trifecta down below with the like, comment, subscribe. And that'll be about it. And now if you want to stick around to watch the combat portion of this, well, please feel free. Because we're going to let these 5 take out a level 40 Hahakagami zone and a level 40 Kappa zone and just watch the fireworks display. Alright? 1 second, let me check the babies. They're sleeping. But yeah. Alright, so let's hit the mark and see what happens, shall we? Yay, freezing! Wow. Okay, come on. No, one y'all do something, please. Okay. Really, you lost connection. My internet service disconnected itself. Hey. One moment. That was ridiculous, but yeah. And of course, you know, we have like full orbage. This is probably going to be one long fight, I'm not going to lie. Our little SP Zashiki can definitely wreak some havoc. Makes me wonder how she'd do if she was attack-oriented, but at the same time. Just purge them orbs. And of course, you know, they're not even really doing any harm, but man, do those Zashiki hit hard now. The fun thing is I have the strangest urge to, I did a thing about a year or so ago, probably was a couple of years back, where I took 5 Kusa into the Soul Zone Orochi to see how far they could get, and they got all the way to 10. I didn't take them to the Judgment Zone because I don't remember. Was Judgment even a thing back then? And I didn't take them through the Maiden of the Mountains. Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest, the idea has hit me to want to try that again. I took them through Sogambi, all of that, 4 levels of that, 3 levels of that, and they took out every single Evo stage, I believe. Kusa's a beast mode. So I now just have the strong urge to want to do the same with the Zashikis, and Lord have mercy. One moment. Okay, that was a few shades of ridiculous. Though, to be fair, I'm probably going to be blaming a chunk of that on the Windows updates. And yes, it took so long for the game to actually start moving again. I'd started watching a video. And of course, there's Mirror Lady doing its thing. So are you going to continue cooperating, or are you going to crash again any minute now? Oh, I almost crashed. Let's see. Bop. Bop. Sweep. I'm not gonna lie, every time I see the sweep thing, the clean sweep, it just literally makes me think of a game show that it used to exist called, here in the Americas, called Supermarket Sweep. For people who are too young or out of the country or have never heard of it, it was literally a game show where you had teams of friends and or couples compete to run around a grocery store to either find specific items based on clues and then later go running through the store and trying to fill up a cart with expensive items and everything. It was fun to watch. That and Shop Till Drop, which there was basically a fake mall where people would play games and could get prizes and stuff like that, and even go through a run through it at the end. I think you can still see I think you can still find like some of the old episodes, but those were fun things to watch. But literally, the clean sweep thing just makes me think of that every time. I'm not sure if that's just a sign of me being a crazy person or not, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sign of me being crazy. And there, of course, was that. Yeah. Alright, so let's be blunt here. The fight against the Hahakagami was scuffed because my system decided it wanted to botch like crazy. So hopefully we head to the Kappa zone. It looks a little better. If you bore with us through to this point, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, one moment. Okay, so we're back in the Kappa zone with our Zashiki party. So let's see what happens. Go. Oh, it's working much more beautifully now. Let's see. I mean, You are never losing orbs in this. You will never see your orbs run out with using just a full Zashiki party. Bop, bop. Now, this is what I was hoping for, is for the game to run smoothly for this thing. I mean, really, they're just slapping and poking, but except for like our SP who's just wiping out, wiping enemies out, which is great. Oh, cuddle puddle. Oof. But that horse mirror lady did its job. Just whack. Round 3, fight! Let's see, come on. Purge! And there's Jizo. And of course, you know, got to see the Zashiki, the Jizo do its thing. Kind of surprised that Mirror Lady didn't trigger one time through those 6 attacks, but Yeah, the main damage dealer here is the dragon. Come on. Slap. That was really whittling down the health, but hey, it worked. Anyway, if you made it to the very end, thank you immensely. Thank you so much. Just do the holy trifecta of YouTube down below with the like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully with the system far less scuffed. I hope. We'll see. Bye. All right.